All right, today during this lunchtime break, I'm gonna show what my current top 10 favorite exercises are right now. And actually, I have to admit, I'm doing this off the top of my head. I wanted to pretend like someone was asking me like, Alyssa, what are your top 10 favorite exercises? And I just had to answer them on the spot. So that's what we're doing today. My current top 10 favorite exercises. I'm gonna close this door. All right. There's other people in the clinic right now. And we're gonna start on the bench. Move this camera that way. All right. So, number one for my top 10 is lying on your back. And I might do a few warm-ups before this exercise. But for getting my glutes in, nice, easy way, no equipment necessary, and pretty much guaranteed to target my glutes. I love crossing one leg over the other, making sure that my bottom leg is straight, like the foot is straight forward, and I have some weight into my heels and press my hips up. I find that stabilizing my pelvis by doing this leg crossover thing helps me really get this standing glute. And on top of that, I'm on one leg, so I can really lift and isolate one side. And you can see how many you can do on one side versus the other. So one thing I like to do is see how many I can do all the way up and down in a minute and see how that feels compared to the other side. You want to make sure that the tripod of your foot is on the ground. So the ball of your big toe, the ball of your pinky toe, and your heel are on the ground. And just to balance out, let's do the other side. I think I did about 15 on that side. And you can see better from this angle, like one leg is crossed over. My shoulders are open wide. My belly button's gently pulled in. I'm definitely pressing into my heels to lift my hip up. And I'm trying not to just like overly arch my back to come up. So my ribs are staying knitted in or like flush with the fleshy part of my abdomen. Let's do two more. All right. So before I do that, I probably would do a few warm-up things, but that's number one for targeting your glutes. Number two, I tend to like exercises that get more than one thing at a time, if I can. Glutes is one of those things that like you end up compensating using something else, one leg more than the other, or use your back to lift up, and so isolating one leg is great. But this next one is great for getting your abdominals and then also getting space between your ribs. So I'm gonna curl up and then rotate and try to reach my elbow to the opposite knee and then go the other way. I like this because I'm working my abdominals and I can see if there's some asymmetry, like one side I'm able to reach and the other side I'm not. I also like to challenge myself to keep this connection here and take a breath in, seeing if I can maintain the connection between my elbow and my knee while I take a breath in. So that adds another dimension to it. Let's do 5 more while I think about what my next favorite exercise is. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, next up, lying on my side. I'm gonna go ahead and put my bottom arm kind of like a pillow, but my legs straight, and I'm gonna open it and close. So if you've ever been to physical therapy, you've probably been told to do a clamshell exercise. It's kind of like a variation of clamshell. But I like this because not only am I using my gluteus medius, which is what physical therapists are often targeting when they're doing this exercise, And the reason that they're targeting it is because it's a great muscle for stabilizing your pelvis when you're doing things like walking or running. And stabilizing your pelvis means that you're setting up the foundation of your hips and core such that you can have good alignment when you run and walk. So anyways, not only is it targeting my gluteus medius, but it's, I'm working on my core. Like I have some rotational challenge here. The weight of my leg makes me want to fall forward or back depending on where I'm moving, and I have to stabilize, like prevent the rotation, which gets my core to kick in. So that is why this is one of my favorite exercises. Okay, that was a lot for one side. Let's try the other side. All right. I think we did maybe 20 on that side. So let's see about 20 on this side while I think about my next favorite exercise. So far, we've done, this is our third strength-oriented exercise. The second one we did was a little bit of mobility, like getting some space in our back to make that motion happen. But I think my next exercise is going to be a mostly mobility exercise. So stay with us. We're almost done with this one. Let's do 5 more. I don't know if that was 20, but let's move on. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Know that to make this harder, you can put the hand on your hip and you can straighten that bottom arm so then you really have to stabilize and prevent yourself from tipping forward. Okay, next exercise. Legs bent, bottom arm bent, and this one is a little bit of core control, but just like a whole bunch of yummy spinal mobility. That feels so great. And most of the time when I ask people to do this in the clinic, they're just glad that someone asked them to do this because it feels nice. And it's amazing how much better okay, first of all, this isn't super appropriate exercise if your back is really in pain, but if your back is just a little bit uncomfortable, especially with things like back bends or arabesques, or just like more like the bigger movements you might have to do in your sports, this exercise really helps you improve your range with those movements. And then even if you're not somebody that has to do back bends and arabesques, this rotation of your spine helps you get a lot more mobility, which can help like protect your low back, your shoulders, your neck. Like if you can get more mobility in this upper part of your body, you can take some of the pressure off of your neck and shoulders. Let's do 3 more. And this was what? This was number 4 of my favorite exercises, I think so. This is number 4. Now I've settled these numbers and I don't know how many more I have left. All right, 1 more. Okay. So we did single leg bridge, elbow to knee, this open and close clamshell but with a straight leg, and then that one is called book opening. Next favorite exercise. On your hands and knees. I liked, if I'm gonna pick one version, I like lifting a bent leg up and down with the opposite arm on my stomach. There's all kinds of variations, yeah? You can do it with a straight leg, you can put 2 arms down, you can just bend and straighten with your leg. But my favorite, if I had to pick one, is this version. I like this because, again, you're working your core, right? If your belly's hanging down, you can really feel it. So you pull your guts up towards your spine. You want to focus, you want to practice lifting your leg up and down without arching your back. So I think that teaches a good lesson of how to extend your hip without putting pressure on your back. Switch sides. You're also working your rotational stability if your hand is up in the air. And obviously, you're working your arm stability. Let's do 5 more. All right. Okay, next one is another mobility exercise. Lie or push back in your favorite version of child's pose and bring both arms over to one side, keeping your hips pretty much right over your foot. Relax yourself in this position and just feel that open side, you know, the side of your rib cage that's open wide. Feel it expand and stretch as you take a breath in. Let's just do a few relaxing breaths here. All right, and then switch to the other side. This is our 6th exercise. All right, next, on your knees, bring one leg out to the side, and you're gonna bring your arms out, and you're gonna tilt over and reach. I love this for a good stretch over here. We just stretched, but what we didn't do in the last exercise was use this strength to come up. When you come up, think about bringing this rib towards this pelvis. Let's do 2 more. And other side. This feels super great, and I like how it's pretty much a single side exercise, so you can see which side is harder or tighter. And this exercise is unusually challenging for some people, so it's a good one to work on. Like, it uncovers some weaknesses that you might not know you had. All right, so that was number 7. Number 8. I'm gonna lower this bench down for my next favorite exercise. All right, so I'm gonna show multiple versions of this. Let me tilt this down. So you can see my feet. Now you can't see my head on this one. Hi, Lisa. Oh, Lisa, my time is different over here. I'll be right out, Lisa. You're still there. All right, so we're gonna bend and straighten, bend and straighten. So we're like sitting down, standing up. Squats, everyone's favorite, right? I like having a little chair behind us. And then I really like doing it on single leg. This is also unusually challenging, not unusually, this is very challenging for many people. I love how it really targets your glutes. I love that it's super functional. And then go to the other side. I just realized that my next patient is here, and she might be watching this live right now. And I also realized that my clock, oh no, I was looking at my clock backwards. 4, 3, 2, and 1. For the last 2 favorite exercises, standing on one leg, crossing your arms in front of you, and close your eyes and see how long you can balance like this with your eyes closed. Your Your goal is to get to, let's say your goal is to get to 30 seconds. Then other side, notice my leg is not connected, I'm not crossing. Balance. And then final exercise, because I gotta go, a calf stretch. So you can do this in a standing position or in this position if you have the mobility. But if you don't have the mobility, you can do this in standing, like so. All right. Those are my top 10 faves. Have fun with them and have a good day.